Hello my scrappy friends and welcome to my channel once again today. I have a new share for you for Anna's craft cupboard and again I'm using the Pinkfresh Studio Let's Stay Home collection and I've created this layout. As you can see, I've started with this pattern paper, which is, oh my gosh, I've lost my bit of paper. That tells me all my stuff. I'm kind of in the middle of a transition of moving things around. I've got a new computer in my craft room and I'm trying to reorganize things. So just bear with me a sec while I think I can see it. No, that's the wrong one. I will make sure I link to the store in the description box below, and if I can work it out, I will leave you a comment, a little caption to say what that paper is called. I'm so sorry. But that is the pattern paper that I decided that I wanted to use. I really desperately wanted to use it as a background. So I'm really happy that I got it on this page. I'm scrapbooking 2 photos from Mother's Day this year. One is a semi-nice photo. It's really hard to get both of my kids to smile at the same time. And the other is a let's pull stupid faces together photo. They are about 3x4 and they've got a white border on them. So that piece of paper, the white one with the love hearts, is the piece that I cut out from the middle of the last layout that I did. If you remember correctly, I used my my craft knife to cut out the center, and so I have this last piece left to use. I'm using a 6x6 paper pad to mount both of my photos on to start with. I'm going to work with this vertical design. I've used 2 of the 6x6 papers to make it look like I have got a 12-inch long piece of paper, and it's got that smaller text on it, which I really like. And in my process here, you would have just seen that I was trying to work out what I was going to put behind that blue layer behind my photos. And I really love this yellow. I'm sure I've said that in every single one of my layouts so far. And I realized that the only piece I had that was big enough to go all the way around both of my photos was the piece with the love hearts on the other side. So what I've done is I've gone back to my 6x6 paper pad and I have trimmed out, I've pulled out both of the pieces and I've trimmed them down so that they are the same size as that piece of pattern paper there that I'm measuring it up against. And I've just stuck those together. Now, if you remember correctly, I had marked the center of my page on the other layout, and so I'm just rubbing out my pencil lines there. And now I have got that piece there that I'm going to use as my base layer. By the time everything's on top, you can't see the join. I'm totally happy with that. I'm adding the yellow behind that blue paper, and I'm leaving a little bit more of a border of the yellow than I did of the blue. Like I said, I really love this yellow. I really feel like it just makes all of the other colors, the photos and everything just pop. On every page I've used it. So I am happy with how this is looking. I'm like, yep, I've put together another one of these fabric bows. I just love them. They are the cutest things. And I've got this piece is from the cut apart sheet in the 6x6 paper pad. I just cut all the bits out and put them in with my ephemera. Got my Annabelle title there that says love you. I've got the blue love heart there with the little house. So I'm just going to spell out my subtitle here, which is, it's going to say Mum's Day 2020. And I'm really loving how this is looking. I'm really sticking to that vertical design here and keeping everything kind of on that central line. I've pulled out this pattern paper. I wanted more of that yellow, and so I tried to fussy cut this scalp and just got to the point where I was like, this is really annoying me, and so I gave up. I have since gone to, again, that 6x6 paper pad, and I have pulled out, I think I just work with one of the pattern papers, one of the 6x6s, and this border punch. You can see I'm just punching that scallop border, and I prefer this to the scallop that I was trying to cut. A, because it worked a lot better, but B, it's also got that little bit of pattern, and I just really like what that brings to the page. Sliding that in there, and as you can see, I'm cheating with this bit as well. You can see I have cut out a chunk of that green as well. I thought, well, what's the point in tucking it all behind when you're not going to see it? So I have chopped some of that off, and I've done the same with the yellow just to make it extend a little bit further. I'm using my T-square ruler to line up those scallops, and I'm just going to trim down the excess here. I did want the scallop bit to kind of end on a full scallop. Putting all my bits back. I'm really, really happy with how this is looking. Being careful where I'm lining up that that main photo block. I didn't want it so that it was halfway through one line of text at the bottom and then not at the top. Does that make sense? I wanted, if it was halfway through the text, to be halfway through the text at the top and the bottom. So I'm happy with how that's all looking. I have added some foam, I think, behind the photo with the papers behind it. Again, with the yellow, using my yellow ink that I discovered was a perfect match around that that white love heart pattern rainbow paper that I've got there. I'm just sticking all my layers together. Adding, what am I adding here? Some foam behind that heart because I wanted that to pop up just a little bit more again. Adding some more yellow ink. I really love this yellow in this collection. I can't say that enough. I'm like, yep, that's where my bow's going. So I actually use quite a lot of glue to stick these things down. Hold that for a while and I come back. I've done some stitching around that piece, and I've also done some stitching down those vertical lines where the scallop crosses over and right across that bottom line. Sorry, I'm drinking coffee as well. Just adding in some foam behind this layer as well. I did think about sticking the center down flat, but then changed my mind. Scrapping in my pajamas again. That's my Harry Potter pajamas. Fun fact. Making sure this is nice and straight with my T-square ruler, and in the middle, sticking all the bits down. I'm going to stick my title down, and like I've mentioned in the other video, I just add a little bit of glue to like the thickest part of the lines here, and that is more than enough for it to stick. Now, you probably didn't notice, but I noticed. It was the first thing I saw every time I looked at this page. So the first heart that I am going to put some modelling paste over, I managed to smudge some ink or something on, and I was like, oh my goodness, I can't get this off. I thought that I was smart, and I used a baby wipe to get it off. Pink Fresh Studio pattern papers are really thick, and I thought, I'll be good. It'll be fine. I smudged it. So I'm like, what can I do? I did muck around a fair bit off camera trying to find the perfect solution. I added flowers, I added random stickers there, I added embellishments, and nothing was quite right. So I was like, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? I slept on it and I was like, I know what I can do. I can do some stenciling just along that pink, something that's like white on white, and that should fade it out. So it doesn't completely get rid of it, but it covers it up enough that my eye is no longer drawn to it, so I am happy with that. I did those 3 hearts on the left hand side and just used my stencil as it came, and then kind of felt that it was a bit too geometric, a bit too evenly spaced, so I have used my washi tape and masked off 1 heart. And I am just randomly applying hearts on the background without applying too many, and just trying to get a bit of an even balance. Some are going off the top and the bottom and the sides. Some are being tucked a little bit under. And then I found that I wanted to use a different heart. All the hearts are exactly the same. It's just easier, obviously, to get one part of the stencil under some areas than another part, if that makes sense. just adding a few more hearts, making this look even. I did let that first lot dry overnight, I think. But the modelling paste that I'm using here dries super quick. It's the Liquitex Light modelling paste, I think. And it is quite a subtle effect. It is nothing really obvious, but I really like it. It just, it adds a subtle little detail and it covers up that boo-boo. Shh, don't tell anyone. Just making sure that's dry, and I'm just going to go over it again. So it's even less obvious. I wanted to add something to the top edge. I felt like with that other ephemera piece right down the bottom, that I wanted to just add something to the top edge. So I have got a stamp set from my stash with that same ink again, and I'm just stamping that onto some white cardstock, trimming that out, and I'm just going to pop that up there. I've got, this is one of the stickers from the cardstock sticker sheet. Mother's Day, May this year. I'm pretty sure we were still in some sort of lockdown. It's all blurring together. I can't actually remember anymore. I've added a tiny bit of glue to that to keep it in place, and then I've gone back and added some stitching along the top line so that it is the same, so it balances the stitching on the bottom. I look for ages for something to go up the top there and give up. And then I'm going to come in with these enamel dots. You can see just below the bow there, I've got that Love These Days with the rainbow hearts, which I wasn't sure about, but you can see I just pulled it out. Just didn't work. So I'm going to add 3 lots of 3 enamel dots. I'm pretty sure I go with the 3 colours. I've got the peachy pinky colour, I think, or is that the peachy orangey colour? I'm not sure, because I think I start with going all random colours and then I change my mind. And then in the middle I've got the pink and the blue, and then I think down the bottom I've got that light green. I was feeling there was no yellow, because that would have been perfect. That orangey, that peachy orangey colour. I've changed out that green for the darker green and the blue with that peachy orangey colour. And so I've got, what am I doing? Oh, there you go. I used the lighter blue in the middle. I've written my journaling in pencil. I'm going over it in grey. And my journaling, I can see my layout, I'll just grab it. My journaling, another Sunday in lockdown. It's funny though, life is very different, but we're still us. That's referring to my crazy dogs and myself with our stupid faces, because it's what we do apparently. I wanted to kind of balance that Mum's Day 2020 in the rainbow. I wanted to bring that back up to the top on the left to balance that a little bit. So again, I'm using those same alphas, and I've just put in H, M and J, which are our initials. And I dug through my stash of Annabelle acrylics and I came across these gorgeous little white butterflies, which I'm going to add 3 of them in. I muck around with them for ages before I decide. I did cut most of that out as well. Just adding some glue behind them and popping them in place. And again, keeping that kind of balance, getting rid of my pencil, and I'm just kind of going to come back in with some white splatters. Besides my date stamp and my inking around the edges, these white splatters are the only mixed media. Oh no, they're not. I did the hearts as well. It's very, very clean mixed media layout, but nonetheless, it is still a mixed media layout. So yeah, just a few white splatters. I did go back through with a baby wipe and wipe off the white splatters from the acrylics, the puffies, the enamels, and yeah, that is my page. There's not a ton of this beautiful collection left in store, but I will make sure I link it below. Pop on over, have a look, see what's there. Pick up the bits and pieces you can if you're still trying to chase it down. As always, thank you ever so much for stopping by. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy lives, because we all have busy lives, to spend it with me watching my scrapbooking. I hope you are enjoying my shares, and I will be back again soon with another share, one more for Anna's Craft Cupboard. Until then, have a fantastic day, and I hope you get in some scrappy time.